What's up, everybody? It's Brandon Breshears. Right now we're going to cover 3 tools that help you to be better at marketing, that save you tons of time, and that I think you're going to really love. I've used these in my agency, and they've been really, really awesome for me, and I'll tell you why I love them and how I think they're going to help you to become better at marketing. So let's get into this video. All right, so if you are running your own business or if you're a digital marketing agency, you probably don't have a lot of time. And that's one thing that I think that is really, really common with everybody. Nobody has all the time in the world. And so, you have to be really, really careful with your time and what you spend it on. And so, especially with digital marketing, there can be parts of the work that's really, really tedious. And so I found a few tools that over the past year have helped me become way more efficient and way more effective. And so I do digital marketing as an agency for all kinds of different clients. I had my first year full-time last year in digital marketing, and I don't really have employees. And so that's something I'm going to be adding on here. But what it's forced me to do is be really, really time effective and manage my time with different kinds of tools. And so I've used software and different strategies to be more effective and faster in my digital marketing. So let's talk about a few of these tools. The first one that we're going to talk about, so tool number 1 is Espresso. And Espresso has been a lifesaver for me. There's some people who don't like Espresso, and if you don't know what Espresso is it is a Facebook ads manager tool that allows you to manage multiple accounts from one dashboard. So I started bringing on clients and working with a bunch of different clients across all kinds of different industries and things. And I found that when I get into Ads Manager, they've changed it a lot, and so it is getting a lot better. It may at some point make this tool irrelevant, but I really like the interface. I like how you can set up campaigns quickly. I like how you can manage and track ad spend. I love the automated reports that are actually usable, that you don't have to go in and get, like, if you're using Ads Manager, it's difficult to pull reports, in my opinion, that consumers and clients can actually read. And unless you're going to start putting data into spreadsheets manually, it sucks. And that takes so much time. Any kind of manual reporting is awful in general. So anytime that I can have reports automatically produced and sent out, I love that. I also love that it's really, really simple to set up the tracking pixels, make sure the tracking pixels installed, add UTM to your Facebook ads while you're doing it. I love the interface of it. And some of the clients that I have, we have built into our work is that every time a post goes out, we want it to be boosted. They have logic-based boosting that can go out to create your retargeting audiences. You can manage your retargeting audiences inside of there. You can create canvases inside of there. It just is a really, really good tool. And so having a tool like this where I just log in, and also having it out of Facebook is really helpful too. Because if you're like me, you may get sidetracked every once in a while going into Facebook or YouTube, wherever you are. Like, it's just addictive, and the content that's there is super, it pulls you in, and then you get down a rabbit hole, and then the next thing you know, you've lost an hour by looking at stupid videos or engaging with somebody or commenting or, who knows what. But I think that that's something that's really good, is that if I'm going to get to work, I can open up Espresso and I don't have to get into Facebook to go to, Business Manager or Ads Manager. So in general, I think that it's really, really awesome. Right now I have it set up so that I can manage, I think it's up to $100,000 a month in ad spend. That is the more expensive version, depending on what ad spend level you're doing. They don't do it by number of accounts. They do it by how much ad spend your clients are spending. Right now my clients are spending anywhere from $25,000 to $45,000 a month in ad spend, and so it works to manage. I just really like the reporting. So if you haven't checked out Espresso, go do it. They have a 14-day trial. I love it. This isn't paid. I just use them, and I love their product. Number 2 tool. Now this one is actually free. It is Google Drive, and I use Google Drive all the time. So it lets me not only manage all of my creative that I create, like ad creatives, my PSD files. If I have my assistant, kind of designer person, who's I just said I just work by myself, but I have one person. My sister-in-law is a graphic designer person who helps me with creating stuff, and she does also email campaigns and things for me too. So I have her just working on odds and ends alongside me, but it's a great way to collaborate with the team. And with that, I also use Google Spreadsheets. And Google Spreadsheets are really, when you're setting up AdWords campaigns specifically, setting your ads up inside of Google Spreadsheets and a Google Keywords and Ads Planner instead of putting it directly into AdWords right away. It takes the same amount of time to set it up, but if you are going to create any kind of campaigns for maybe a similar client, if you're doing local marketing, like what I do with veterinary practices, when I set it up one time, then I can reuse it without having to go and extract it again. So it's just a simple copy and paste. And I found that the ads planner that I use is really, really helpful for extracting keywords, making them phrase match or exact match, depending on what the objective of the campaign is, and then being able to just duplicate that over and over again. But that's been super, super helpful, and it's free, so you should definitely use Google Drive and get an AdWords campaign tracker. If you're using AdWords, it's definitely really, really helpful. So that's, I think, if you're doing marketing as an agency, it's really, really helpful. All right, the last tool that I use for my work, and I think that this is probably more if you're doing, if you have your own business or if you're doing AdWords or something, maybe if you're doing search only, no display ads, this won't be very helpful. But if you're doing Facebook ads, being able to create your ad creatives very, very quickly is something that's really helpful. So the tool that I like to use and I use all the time is Canva to create my Facebook creatives, and then any other display ad creatives that I have going as well. So I found that that is really, really helpful, and it's free. They have an enterprise edition that lets you save more, gives you more features and things. I don't use the paid version. I am completely happy with the free version. And then with that, I use a website that's called unsplash.com. And Unsplash, I want to say, is owned by Lead Pages. And Lead Pages, that might not be the case. I'm not sure. But anyway, Unsplash is a great website that has tons and tons of royalty-free images that you can use in your ads. So especially now that I have agency clients that are large funded startups and things, we cannot have any problems with images and copyright. I had a client earlier last year who was a copyright attorney, and she had me sign all this paperwork saying I wasn't going to use anything in her advertising unless I specifically had, I forget the frame, it was very an insane level of detail regarding copyright infringement. And so as an agency, you're liable, and she was telling me all of these things, you're liable for, the images that you use, and you can be included in lawsuits and all kinds of things. So you never, ever, 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 ever want to be using images that you just Google and find in Google Images. And so go to Unsplash or get a subscription to Envato Elements or use other things like that. And that's really, really helpful. So I'm going to give you a bonus tool that I love using. It's Lead Pages, and I love using Lead Pages just because you can duplicate landing pages so quickly. So I'm creating seriously like 25 to 30 landing pages a week is what I would guess. Like I'm just grinding out landing pages. And so I want a tool that's easy to train on so that I can have my assistant build landing pages for me. I like to set up templates and then duplicate off of those templates. So I kind of have like controls that I set up. So, I'll have like, for example, a lead gen for, the specific industry, or I'll have a veterinary new client page, or I'll have a specific service page. And then I can duplicate that, just change logos and colors, and then we're good to go. And you're able to duplicate those pages really, really quickly. And it's just a great tool. It never fails as far as, like, you send traffic there, it's going to be up. Page load times are super quick, very, very responsive. It comes with out-of-the-box templates that convert well. I'm always shooting for like at least a 35% conversion rate on my pages, and I find that I'm able to do that really, really well with Lead Pages. It's GDPR compliant, so if you're in the UK, it works great, and it integrates with basically everything. So you can use Zapier, or you can integrate directly with a bunch of stuff. And so I really love Lead Pages, and I suggest that if you're going to do marketing, I suggest that you create that as well. Use that to create your landing pages. Even if you have like a cool Thrive builder or, a different WordPress theme that is a framework, I really suggest using Lead Pages because it just converts well. I always have clients who say, well, can we just use, like my website, and I just want to have it all on my website. And we could, but it just takes so much more time and so much more work to get it to convert to the out-of-box kind of landing pages that already convert so well with lead pages. So if you were ever thinking like, I just want to create a simple website, what I like about lead pages too is that it's not very expensive. If you look at ClickFunnels, which is like a lot more complicated, I don't really care for the interface, and saving things is difficult. Getting things to integrate is difficult for most clients. Like, we can get it to work and things, but if most clients were doing it on their own, they would have a hard time getting ClickFunnels to work. And that might just be, my bias. I think that ClickFunnels does really, really cool things. I like some of their subscription tools and membership and affiliate stuff, but I really, really like lead pages just for simplicity and its effectiveness. So if you're looking for something that's going to save you time and give you great results, that's why I suggest lead pages. All right, so I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I do daily videos here. I'm also vlogging about an income challenge that I'm trying to hit this year. Every single month, I want to be hitting $12,500 a month in additional agency recurring revenue. And so that's the goal. I'm going to hit it. So you should watch. I'm going to share exactly what I do to hit that goal. So I hope that you like this video. Again, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.